Hey everybody, welcome to Vision One Media Artist Shoutout. I'm Ella Beth, your host, and this week I've got a really exciting guest to introduce, someone that I didn't previously know before asking them onto this show, but we met in a really cool way. They're an incredible singer and performer, and so without further ado, welcome TYRUS.
Welcome, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming and joining us, especially given how we met recently, and I'm just so thrilled to have you on the podcast. So I know a little bit about you, but can you just sort of introduce yourself as the artist, a little bit about your music and who you are?
Yeah, so I'm TYRUS Turner, and born and raised in Macon, Georgia, and I've been singing since, I guess, drink out of a bottle.
Okay, yeah, you came out singing.
And just singing is my passion. I've opened up for a lot of artists, from K. Michelle, Tony Tone, I don't know, Casey JoJo, like the list is,
like JoJo, like get out, that JoJo?
Yeah. No, not her No, not that JoJo. I love her though. She's one of my favorite blue-eyed vocalists besides Ariana Grande. But yeah, like I've Casey JoJo, like Joe, like it's just I've been blessed to be able to share the stage with a lot of incredible artists. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how you have developed not only your voice and your sound, but also your stagecraft, because those of you who might not know who TYRUS Turner is, he's an incredible performer. Like the vocals aside, the performance, like it takes years to be able to do what you do on stage and to be able to do it so freely the way that you do it. So I would love to hear about how you've developed that side of your performance.
So performing and performing for me, it took a while to really come out of that shell, because I used to box myself in because I was afraid of what society, how they would feel about me, or just how they would view me. And just here recently, like I just decided, like 7 years back, like I'm gonna work on my stage presence. Like I gotta be unique. I have to be like, I gotta be that male Beyonce.
Yes, come on, yes.
And I was like, just let me channel. So how that happened is I started watching the greats who, like, I've looked up to Prince always and forever, Usher, Anita Baker, Whitney, Mariah. Like, these have always been my, like, go-to people. And I just watched how they commanded the stage. Even Beyonce, how she commanded the stage, and just how the world, like, just was interested in just who they were as a performer and singer, and just kind of like, wow, like, how can you wow the people? How can you, like, keep them engaged? And when I started doing the Prince impersonations, like, it was so unreal. It was like I was in an out-of-body type situation. And I just add my own flair to it. Like, when I first did it, and how everyone from every color of life was just like, bruh, like, Prince lives inside of you. Besides the musicianship, I don't play any instruments, but my voice is my only instrument. But the performance is what people see. And I just started to tackle that into, and I've always danced. I've loved to dance. And when I open up for these big artists, like, I wanted to put on a show. Like, I wanted to be memorable.
The whole thing.
So I've always just wanted to put on a show. And then tapping into that Prince, it just made it even better. So yeah, that's what kind of stemmed from it. When you're opening in these arenas with this big stage, and I've always danced. I've danced, like I said, in the past. And when you have these big stages, it's like, how can I command the stage? How can I work the stage?
Yeah.
And I need dancers. I need this. I need that. And so just putting on a show, like, that's been like my claim to fame, is just like, this dude puts on a show.
Yes, I love that. And you know what? I think that there are many artists around the world who are incredible performers, really can command the stage, perhaps aren't the greatest of musicians. And on the flip side, I think there's loads of people who are incredible musicians who would get up on stage and absolutely wow people with their eyes closed, you know, but couldn't always really put on that show and really engage people. So I think what you do, I really commend you for that, because what you do is get on stage and not only, like, when I say that I was mad blown away by Tyra's voice, like, you get up on stage and you put the show on, and that's what people see. But then you go into this whole other space, and I watched it happen. It was almost like an ethereal moment where you just let your soul out through your voice as well. And that's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to watch. So,
wow.
Thank you for doing what you do.
Well, I got to give you your flowers too. Like, come on, sis. Like, you are a phenomenal vocalist. And I was like, oh my God, she got to be a vocal coach.
Thank you.
Because of how, you know, the breath support, the tone, oh my God, you speak in Vietnamese. You like just everything. You can go from English to Vietnamese. Like, it's like, wow. And your voice is just the clarity of it. You're amazing. Like,
thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You know, to hear that coming from a vocalist of your caliber, like, that means the world. Yeah.
Thank you. And I think it definitely, it means something. And I said this to my friends too, like, it means something when somebody that you look up to, or of, you know, when you see someone of great caliber, like, when they can compliment you, it means so much more. And I said that, we'll go into the story about how we met in a second, but I even said that after I won at the award, the fact that I won the Band's Choice Award, I was like, the fact that the band noticed my musicianship, like, that's everything to me. That was everything, you know.
You had better gotten an award. I didn't care what it was. Like, when we was about to go in, like, bro, come on. Yeah. She better get an award.
Right? No, it was an incredible experience. So, so to backtrack on that, basically 2 weekends ago, it was Lunar New Year, and we both competed in a Vietnamese community. The Vietnamese community of Georgia put on a Tet Lunar New Year extravaganza, I guess you could call it. It was a 2-day festival. They had this what were they called? Miss Alzai, Miss Silk Dress competition. There was food vendors. There was bubble tea. You know, they had the sparklers inside, the fireworks, everything.
Mad crazy.
And we both participated in the karaoke competition. So I want to hear about your experience of the karaoke competition. Like, tell me, how did you hear about it? How did you feel the first day? And how did you feel going into the second day as a finalist?
So I heard about the competition on Facebook. I thought it was like a spam because I kept...
Me too, because it kept coming up.
Like, bruh, stop coming up on my damn feed, okay? Oh, can we curse?
No, yeah, that's okay.
Good.
As you were.
All right, so stop coming up on my feed, like, bruh. I'm irritated. Like, why do I keep seeing this? And it's like competition. And like, I don't even know how to read these words, bro. Like, why are you even on my region, right?
Yeah.
Why are you even on my page? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just see. I'm just gonna send my information. I'm gonna see if they inbox me in English, like in English.
Yeah.
So they inboxed me and they text me, and I was like, "Wait, you texting?" Like, they text, and I was like, "So is this really a competition? Like, is this really real?" They were like, "Yeah. So we want you to come to the blah blah blah." And so I put it on my calendar. I actually had an audition that same day too. I was at an audition that Saturday, earlier that day, and the audition hadn't started yet. It was supposed to start at 10. It didn't start till like 2 or 3. You know, us time, if you will.
Okay.
But, and he called, and he was like, hey, I'm looking for TYRUS, and we're calling from the, you know, Lunar New Year competition, and we're trying to figure out if you're still coming. Your time is from 2 to 3, and it was 1:30. And I thought I was near Six Flags. And so I was like looking at the time, and he was like, yeah, you need to be here. We're going to have to forfeit your entry.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't think I can make it. And I looked up the Google thing, and it showed that I was like 20 minutes away, less than 20 minutes away. And I was like, oh my God, I probably can make it. So I told him, well, I'm at work and I will get off. I'm waiting for the relief and I'll be there. And so long story short story long, I got there in time. I told him I would be there around 2:15. Well, I got there. He asked me to be there at 2 o'clock. I got there at 1:57. And I was like, the stars were aligning. I was, putting my clothes, getting my clothes on, like heading there. Because I already had my clothes on. Sorry. Already had my clothes on, but I had this top that was like a crop top, like suit. And so I didn't want to, I had that on and it was so cold outside. And so I took it off. So I was putting shit on, running in the place. And they was like, are you TYRUS? And I was like, this is me. So the adrenaline is going. I'm like, God, what have I got myself into? These people are going to be really strict. And I know how
So you basically just ran
my
into
time
the building and
management
straight
is.
up onto the stage, basically.
Almost.
Oh my gosh.
And so and when I walked in and I saw these props from China, I mean, not China, but Asia and Vietnamese. And I'm just like, what in the world is this? Like, what did I just tap into?
I mean, Neverland, like what?
This is not America here. And so I was like, and I didn't see anyone that speak my language. And so luckily I found someone that spoke my language, which was the director. And he was like, yeah, you'll be up in 10.
Shout out to Daniel Lay.
Donnie.
That's that dude.
Oh my God. So I was like, thank you, God. I finally found someone that talks my speed. Thank you. And so being back there and seeing all those beautiful, beautiful people. And I don't even think the pageant was there yet. And so I think it was you. And I was like, oh,
when I walked in, you were literally singing the first notes of your song. And I was like,
oh no, so you weren't back there.
I wasn't back there yet.
Well, it was this girl who was singing Rihanna and she was killing. And I was like, oh my God, she's really dope. Yeah. And so
Love on the Brain, right?
Yeah. No, it wasn't that. It was something else. It was a song from like one of her I don't know the song, but it wasn't that. And so but she had a beautiful voice and I was like, okay, she's my competition. Like that's my competition. And so next thing you know, like 3 people in or 2 people in after singing, like it was my time to go. And, getting on stage, always have the jitters and always nervous. You don't know what you're coming up against. But I knew that it was, pretty professional because I'm looking at this stage and I'm like, okay, they spent some money.
Right.
This is not just your rink-a-dink karaoke show that I'm used to that give those small-ass awards. This is some real...
This is proper stuff.
Real shit.
Yeah.
They spent some money on this.
Yeah.
Okay, got the whole team.
The lights.
Got the lights, the
gas,
cameras, the
everything.
DJ.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I got to bring my A game. But, and I was like, I got to get some tea. And I was just in my head, bro. Like, I'm just in my head, sis. And it's just like, okay, just calm down, TYRUS. Just do what you do. And so I performed Kiss by Prince. And none of this is rehearsed, by the way. Right. I'm just going in my head, figuring out how can I wow the crowd. I don't know who's the judge. I don't know none of them. So it's my time to eat on that stage. And so I just commanded the stage. And after that, when I seen that guy stand up, I was locked in. Yep. It was locked in. And so when I got off the stage, they were like, oh, you don't have to wait. I stayed there and waited like 20, 30, 45 minutes to an hour just to see who was coming after me and just kind of but I was trying to get back to that other audition. So I left.
Okay, this is good.
So I was like,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, so I left. And after that, I went back to the audition. They had not just started. And I'm just like, Lord, have mercy. And so I waited that night. And the next day came. That night, I was like, I guess I didn't make it because I hadn't gotten a text until like 10, 11.
Right. It was later. Yeah.
It was late. And so that next day, that night, I was actually in a restaurant and I seen the text and I was like, thank you, God. And that next day, they was like, we need your song. And I was just, contemplating on which song to sing. Like, what am I going to do? And I said, just, you got to go with your one. And Purple Rain is that one.
That song.
And and the next day, I couldn't find my pants to wear with the top, and I just was just like, oh God, this is not gonna be good. And
you looked incredible, by the way. Like I don't know if you just threw that together, it was still a look. Like a look is a look, honey. Like
I did. I threw that. I told the guy, I said, hey, how long do it got before I go on stage? I need my white pants because I brought my black ones. And that's not going to look right. Because if I'm not in my zone, if I'm not like, if my fit ain't right,
the vibe's not right.
The vibe's not right.
Yeah.
And so
I
wanted the vibes to be right. And so I went to the Macy's and I got my outfit. And when I put those white pants on, those bell-bottom pants and that, now I'm the star. Mm-hmm. Now I'm who I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about presence.
Yes.
And so when I heard you, I hadn't heard you. I hadn't heard you Saturday.
Okay.
So Sunday, when you got on stage, wait, yes, I did hear you. I knew you was going to be back. I did hear you. Yeah. I did hear you
That's
Saturday.
right, because we just were in passing, like, oh, congratulations. Like, fingers crossed, it was really good. That's right. Yeah.
So I knew I was gonna. If I got called back, I knew you were gonna get called back. And so when I heard, walking in, me little late. 5 minutes late again, like almost about to be on stage. They was like, okay, TYRUS, you got time. You can go get your pants. You got like 15 minutes. And I was number 2. Mm-hmm. Lord, why you tell me that, Jesus? I'm number damn 2? Oh, God, I'm number 2, Lord.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. You set me up because you know we don't want to be first. I don't want to be first.
Throw the nerves on.
Because my nerves and stuff like that. So I was like, God, I'm number 2, and I gotta get with it. They're trying to challenge me. You know, that's a challenge when you're number 2 or number 1.
Yeah.
They want to see if you got the guts to get up here and open this thing up.
Yeah.
So I just had to do it. I just did. I said, God, I'm gonna close my eyes, and if this is for me, this is for me. I don't see it because I'm the only African American that's here. I don't see it, but I'm gonna just step out on faith. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So being the minority in the group, it was definitely a challenge. It was definitely a mental check. Mm-hmm. Like, are you here to do what you came to do, or are you here for people to be for people to look at you as if that's who you are? You're the black boy,
right?
And everybody else is Vietnamese, Australian, blah, blah, blah. Are you going to still think that everybody's prejudiced against you? Or are you just going to do what you came to do and just music is love? Yes. And I had to do a check in the restroom to say, you know what? I'm not going to wear this on my sleeve because I have a history of being, bullied and, and being the minority. Mm-hmm. And, and I know we're not here to talk about that, but when you're the only one in the room and you have to get out of your head and just understand that God has you, and He didn't bring you this far to leave you. Right. And so I just put all of that off the rip because I did see some brothers that looked like me, but it was very few, and I was like, well, like someone said, they was like, they're not like that. They're not like that.
Yeah.
You can't put them in that category. They're so sweet and down to earth.
Yeah.
They're not like that. Mm-hmm. So, being, seeing a culture of 10,000, Vietnamese, Asian Americans, it was a culture shock to me. I've never seen that many.
It's so interesting. And I'm sure, I can absolutely understand for you that must have been a culture shock. Like it was purely just, it was the costumes, the language, the music, the food, the smoke machine, the fireworks, like that. To me, I'm like, oh yeah, this is just another Lunar New Year celebration. I love for you. Like, what on earth? Like, wow.
It was shocking. It was shocking. So,
but you left, like, not to use this phrase incorrectly, but I never really understood what the phrase like they came to eat and left no crumbs meant until you finished that song and I was like, oh, there are no crumbs. Like, I was like, well, what am I gonna do now? No, but you really did absolutely floor them, and I think all the things that might have been insecurities in your head about being, the only black guy in the competition and whether you might be like thought of as a novelty or something. first of all, I watched those dissipate on stage as you performed. But secondly, I think, and we talked about this a little bit before, I think you doing what you did and being so authentic about it was such a bridge maker within the cultures, and to other cultures. That competition very much could have just been a lot of Vietnamese people or Viet Kieu people born outside of Vietnam. It could have just been that, but people like us, we go and we bridge cultures, and I think that's a really beautiful thing because it comes out of doing exactly what you went there to do. And you did everything that you went there to do, and I'm so glad that you didn't let your insecurities be at the forefront because you were just magnetic on stage that night.
Yeah. It was, like I said, I believe in the higher power, and I just thank God that, I continue to let him guide and lead me in places where I feel like I don't fit in. And that's what it was. It was really crazy, and being on that stage, and then when they said, "All right, time for you out," I mean, let's give it up for the beautiful women. Like, it was so many beautiful Vietnamese,
right?
Asian,
and the dresses.
Oh my God!
Come on, props where they're due.
Like, these people are beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, and they look like money.
Right.
Look like money.
Right. They put on, show out, for sure. Yeah.
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 So, leading up to those when we got on that stage, and we all was lined up.
Yeah.
My heart was pumping.
I thought to myself, I've never lined up on stage like that before, ever, in any kind of competition that I've done. And I thought to myself, I really wish I was holding the hands of the people next to me. And then I was like, is that weird? And I was like, don't be weird, don't be weird. And then the Vietnamese girl, Han Ly, who went before me, she whispered, she goes, do you want to hold hands? And I was like, yes, please. Yes, I would like to hold your hand. I'm so nervous. So yeah, heart thumping, I can't breathe.
Yes. Yeah.
What a moment.
Yeah.
What did you think when they said your name? Did it hit you immediately? Because when they said my name, it literally took me a good 5 seconds to process. I was like, this Ella, okay.
That Ella, the Ella, okay.
Yeah.
The Ella. Like I said, if it wasn't you, I was gonna be like, oh yeah, this is something's wrong. Only because well, I'm just saying, because great talent, but there was something magnetic about you, and the crowd responded between the both of us. It's more than just getting on stage and singing.
Right.
It's how do you captivate? Your voice is captivating. You know what I'm saying? And the energy that, I try to exude is I try to lock it in with someone. If you can just find that one. I put that on my Instagram for someone one day when I was performing. And it was a whole lot of people. And I was performing my original music. And performing your original music in front of people that don't know your music, when they're constantly listening to things that they're used to, it can be very intimidating because you don't know how people are going to receive that.
Right. And it's personal.
Yeah.
You're being so vulnerable when you do your own music. So, I don't think I've ever been,
Yeah. And so when you can just get that one male, female, whoever it is out there in the crowd, and they connect with you, you've done your job.
Yeah.
You've done what you came to do, and what God has blessed you to do.
Right. If you used your gift you've honored your gift.
Yeah.
And by honoring your gift, you honor the one who gave it to you, and someone else gets blessed by it. Absolutely. I definitely believe that.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely blessed more than one person there that night, and shocked them too. You know what? I like that though. Vietnamese people, in my experience, are very warm and very welcoming and very open to, especially when it comes to creative things, to different things. So the fact that you just did your thing, it was an incredible performance. But before we start to wrap up, you just mentioned your original music. I'd love to talk a little bit about that. So you also are a songwriter, and you've released a few tracks? Have you released any albums, or have they just been tracks so far?
So I've released 2 singles.
Okay.
One is called "Eat It Up," which is a lot of people's favorite.
Okay.
It's a little raunchy, you know what I'm saying? But it was just a chance for me to really just like tap into like kind of the new artistry side of what I do. Besides just doing R&B, because I consider myself the Prince of Pop and Soul. If you see on my page at Sing TYRUS, I call myself the Prince of Pop and Soul because that if you don't believe that's who you are, and if you don't,
no one else is going to unless you do.
Else
right?
I'm the Prince.
Yeah.
Darn it, I'm the Prince of Pop and Soul. So yeah, so I started to, I wanted to bridge them two together. So I started, kind of having this little like rap singing type thing and meshing it together, and it worked. Like it really worked. And so Eat It Up, you can on all streaming platforms, and then I also have my new one, Take Our Time.
Okay.
And that is that's like a ballad type of song, but no, I wouldn't say ballad. No, I wouldn't say ballad. It's like a sexy song. It's a kind of a ballad, but it's sexy. Like my music, and I don't say that just because it's my music, but I want music that people can connect. And when I go into the clubs, when I go into the cookouts, when I go into the small hole in the walls, I want you to be able to be like, oh yeah, he got talent, or oh yeah, like we want this music.
Yeah.
And so it's radio worthy. Like I can really, really, really confidently say that because these DJs ain't playing. Like DJs come up to me all the time and they say, bro, you got a hit. So I'm just waiting on that opportunity to be able
and
to
the ball
find.
drops with what you've got. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done the hard part. You have the product.
Yeah, EP coming out this year though.
Yes, me too. Come on, high five.
High five on that.
Fighting on that. So you're working on your EP, and you've got your 2 songs out now, Eat It Up and
Take Our Time.
Take Our Time.
Yep.
Can you tell us about any like upcoming shows that you've got going on, or anywhere that people can come and like catch you, or yeah.
Yeah. So the show that I have coming up is one show that I have coming up is next month. It's for the Black History. We're going to be honoring it's the music, the times of the music, and I'll be doing Prince for Tony Terry. These are greats in the game. Tony Terry, 112, Q Parker of 112, and Damian Hall of Guy. So that's a whole R&B world that I'll be performing that music in front of them. And
Cool.
Of course, some festivals coming up. So I'm super excited about that. We're just waiting on the paperwork. I think I'd get the paperwork right. But yeah, look forward to, following me because I have great things. Oh, my show, Cammed Up Talent Show. I have a show on Instagram called Cammed Up Talent Show.
Okay.
Yes, Cammed Up is, I give the real to these vocalists and poets and rappers. And like the concept is absolutely dope. Basically, we stay cam down, and if we like you, we go cam up. And if you get all 3 cams up of the judges that are on, then you move to the round of the competition round, and I give out $1,000. Like I believe you got to be a blessing to others, and God will bless you. So I take $1,000 out of my pocket every year to give to a lucky artist.
Yeah.
Well, and then each week it's $50. So it gets really expensive, but my followers, my engagement, it comes up. It's one of the hottest talent shows. It's the hottest talent show on IG, okay?
Okay.
So it is dope. And because I give the real, I talk my shit. And like I do not sugarcoat anything. If you sound a hot ass mess, we will let you know that you don't sound good. Like let's go back to the drawing board on this one.
Right.
So yeah, people love that side of me because I'm so like I'm a comedic.
In my head, I'm like imagining RuPaul, but if RuPaul was a judge on like The Voice, is that what is it like that? Like, are you that kind of sassy, or are you like kind of make it kind, or there's no wrong or right answer?
No, I wouldn't say a kind, but I'm just saying like I give the real. Like I just tell you like. It was a no for me, or, and I just say it in the nicest way that I can, but it's still like rough around the edges. Like I'm
Okay.
still that person that's rough around the edges, but
Yeah.
still you'll know that it was a no for me. Like
Okay.
even my facial expressions, like people love my facial expression while somebody's singing. I would cam down. Oh, they go crazy. Like the followers just go like crazy. So it's a whole community that I have on
Okay.
Instagram for that.
Cool. Okay, so when is the next show? Because
This Monday.
this Monday.
So it's
cool.
every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we
Okay.
just started back. We're going to finish off the second season, and we're going to go right into the third season. So
Okay.
from we did a whole hiatus. I needed to get back to my life because we were doing this
Right.
every single Monday, and you know, through my marriage and you know, planning for the wedding, like I had a lot of things going on, so I kind of stopped doing it. And they were like, "When is Camden coming back? When is Camden coming back? We need our Monday
I love
show."
that.
And so sorry. And so yeah. So this Monday,
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, cammed up on Instagram. So we
Yes.
just go and follow Sing TYRUS, and then you'll be live. Is that
you'll
it?
see. Yeah,
Okay.
you'll see Cammed Up Show right in the bio. It's Cammed Up Show. You can follow that on Instagram as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole community, so you can follow both of those. At Sing Tyrus and at Cammed Up Show. CAMD Up Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this. I didn't know.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
It is hilarious. So I have Juan Wednesday. I don't know if you guys know who's watching. So Juan Wednesday, his finalist, which I was a finalist in Juan Wednesday as well. That's Wanye Morris from Boys to Men.
Oh.
That's his talent show, and we were both finalists in his show. So one of the
okay.
judges is Juan Wednesday, and then another judge who's a content creator. He has a crazy following, and which is Tommy the Gossip. He is crazy. He's crazy. But yeah, so and we'll have other judges throughout the season. But yeah, hopefully Rio, who is the finalist for Juan Wednesday, who will be my solid judge, and we'll add because it's 3 screens, and well, it's 4 screens, and so
Right.
3 of them will be judges, and then the other one will be the actual guest that's coming up to sing, or the
Right.
talent, or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hilarious. It's entertainment for you at night in your bed.
Okay, cool. That means say less. Like,
Yes.
amazing. Okay, cool. So that's where we can find you on the regular. And you've got your shows coming up at.
At Morrow's, the same place where we did the competition.
Okay, cool. Morrow.
Yeah, so at the Morrow Center, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be hundreds of people there for a Black History concert. And yeah, so, and then my EP coming up this spring, summer. So yeah, we got a lot of things, and doing acting and things like that. Of course, you can follow my TikTok as well. My TikTok, Twitter, all of that at Sing TYRUS. And
Everything is Sing TYRUS.
Yeah.
SINGTYRUS. Sing TYRUS.
follow
everywhere.
this fool, because I'm a whole fool on TikTok, Instagram. Like, I'm a comedian, wigs and all.
Do you wear your wigs as when you're being the judge?
Yeah. No.
You probably could though. I mean, it's your show.
I mean, I could, but I do me
Okay.
on the show. Yeah.
I had one last question, and
Yes.
maybe this is cheeky. I know that during our competition that you happened to meet someone who has a very big, I won't say the name, I don't want to like get you not in trouble, but like you met an owner of like Atlanta's biggest club, basically. Is that something that could be happening in the future? Like, should we be looking out for TYRUS at a
club there.
at a club called Tongue and Groove?
Listen, I hope. Like I said, being in a room full of like educated, really smart people, I hope that I was able to network, and whoever it was out there in the crowd can be able to like see me and saw the talent and saw the gift and just say, you know what, we want this guy here to perform. So I'm going to keep my options open, and I hope that they're listening today.
Yes.
Tongue and Groove
Come on,
owner.
y'all. Yeah, right? Y'all better be listening. Come on.
You know, and I would be honored to be able to perform there. I mean,
Okay, cool.
yeah, it's a really dope club.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
I really appreciate it.
I am so glad that I
having
got
me.
to be your first podcast interview.
Yeah, you broke the cherry.
Cool.
I guess that's what they say, right?
I think that's the first time I've ever done that ever.
Yeah, my first podcast ever. I love podcasts. I love, like I said, content creation. I love that. Like, it's really dope. So hats off to you for getting this started.
Thank you so much. And if you're an artist like TYRUS and you were interested in coming along and doing one of these podcasts, we would love to have you. You can follow us at Vision One Media ATL on Instagram. You can go to our Facebook is Vision One Media. We have our website, Vision One Media. And you can come and find us, and we would love to chat with you about putting you on our show. If you have ideas for other podcasts you want to do, if you are an artist who wants to record, anything that's creative, we would love to be able to help you out with that. But thank you so much for coming along. You've been an incredible guest, and blessings for the rest of this year. I know I'm going to be at those shows. I'm following you, so I'm going to come see.
Yes, we'll come to each other's shows.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank
y'all
you
for having me.
Cool.
All right.